So, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and girls, nerds, weebs, and otaku, welcome back and welcome home.
Well, hello there, Apple Bites. I feel like that got cut off short there.
I think it did. I wasn't prepared for that. I was like, wait, what happened?
It's not just me then, right? Because
No,
I'm here like jamming to it. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, we're on.
that's exactly what happened. I was like, oh, wait, no, I have to actually say words now?
Oh, I wasn't ready for it. I can tell you that much. So what I was going to say when we came back on the air here was my computer all of a sudden decided to behave itself and act nice. Because now I got the new computer over there.
Exactly what it is.
It's the threat. Oh, because it's running fine. I'm not getting any issues here, and I'm like, what the hell's going on now?
It knows.
Yeah.
It knows it's about to be obsolete.
Probably not. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I think I have a second screen. As much as my daughter can play with the new computer, I think she needs to use this old one.
Yeah, it's like a car, right? Like you don't want to give them like the brand new one and have them just wreck it. You give them the old beater computer. Let them use that instead.
And it's like, for whatever thing you can use that. If you want to try something else, you can use this. So that's what I'm trying to figure out how to do the dual computer thing here now.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, also new screens are fairly cheap. Like I'm pretty sure you could get one for like under 100 or so.
Oh, definitely. And see, that's the thing. I got a couple of them here in the house. So the question is, do they work?
That is always the question.
That's what we'll find out in a bit. Well, does that screen that's sitting right there work? Because I know I've replaced this screen a couple times, with the multiple screens that have been here in the house.
Oh, the fun game is it the screen or is it the cable?
Oh,
is it your HDMI cable? Is it your power cable? Or is it your screen? It's like the worst game.
Oh, that's always bad because you sit there, you go, okay, so let's put this cable in. Oh wait, does that work because of the cable? Because then sometimes you'll see it flicker. You're like, okay, something's wrong. I need to figure it out.
Oh, the worst thing is the monitor I have now. I thought the monitor was no good, but like.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me.
Yeah, so it was like I tried changing the HDMI cable because that's what I was using to connect it. But it also has multiple ports. It also has like a VGA port that I can use. And like for some reason it was just the HDMI port itself refused to work. And I was going crazy because I was like, maybe it's the cable, maybe I need to throw out the screen. I was like, let me just try this VGA cable instead. And then like lo and behold, it works.
Well, it always bugs me out when you think something's broken and you haven't been using it. And then you do that off chance thing where you go, let me just do it one more time.
Yeah, when you're like at your breaking point, like dear Jesus, I really don't want to have to buy another screen. Like, please help me out here. And then you try a new cable.
Well, that's happened to me a couple of times. Like when I was going to throw out something and I was like, by chance, let me just put all the plugs in and see what happens. And I had replaced that screen with another screen because it stopped working. And I went to use it and it started working. And I'm like, wait, I replaced you. I'm like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Technology. It's like how when you think your camera's busted and you buy a new camera and then you uninstall OBS and all of a sudden your old camera works.
That's what happened before. Like I was telling you in the green room. That's what happened before. I'm here trying to get on. I was working with it for a while. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I had to go all the way back to the Logitech original thing, which I haven't used in ages. Go into the program itself.
I didn't even know there was a Logitech program.
Yeah, they have a Logitech app or whatever you want to call it. So it lets the screen work over there. When I first started using this camera for the original show, the written recorded show, I would record it from there and then bring it in, through the Logitech app.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then I completely forgot about that stuff when we started doing StreamYard. Because it uses, the StreamYard uses the camera.
Yeah, I guess Logitech was just begging for your attention.
It's like, hey, we see you're using our camera. You need to, and then that's what happened when I went into the program. It's like, you need to update the file. And I was like, okay. Once I updated the file, that's when everything started working again. I was like, okay.
Technology.
Oh, you gotta love it.
It is amazing and infuriating.
So let's start the show off right. I'm gonna put the sacrimony stuff up, and you can start talking because we're trying to get you to 150.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. As I do this, there you go.
How do I do this? How do I words today? It's been that kind of day. But yeah, so I've got a Kickstarter coming up for my comic, Sacrimony: A Tale of Love, Life, and Death, in no particular order. It's the story of a teenage girl who died, but then she got better. The catch is that she has demon wings that she now has to hide from society, and she's just trying to have a normal life in a city that wants her dead yet again. The Kickstarter launches on January 15th, and I've got cool stuff like a standard cover, variant cover. I'm also going to be selling the original pages. My cat is screaming in the background. You can probably hear him. It's going to be like
something.
Yeah, it's Pumpkin. He's just a screaming machine. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention to you. Train of thought totally gone. Yeah, so I'm gonna be if anybody wants like the original inked pages, I'll have those up for sale as well, and the original art for the cover that you're seeing right now will also be up for sale. And yeah, just cool stuff all around.
Dude, I'm excited because I see you're at 120 there, and I know if you get to 150, you're gonna be doing that special stretch goal.
Yes, there is
Stretch
a
goal before it even starts.
Yep, super top secret stretch goal that's gonna be unlocked before the campaign even starts if we can hit 150 followers. And what it is, I will reveal it at 125. So, if 5 people just jump on in there and hit that notify me on launch button.
See, folks, we would have found out right now on the show if you would have just got her to 125.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It would have been like a nice big reveal, and like everyone would have been like, "Oh my god, a stretch goal." But no, we don't get to have that moment.
Oh
my god, yes. Somebody took back a follow today, and I was like, wow, that's a little petty. Whatever.
Yeah, you kidding me? I
Yeah,
didn't know
because
they could do that.
I was pushing it like really hard today. Like I posted in a past campaign. I was posting on like Twitter and whatever, and I guess somebody saw it and they're like, wait, why am I following this again? Let me take that back.
Wow.
But someone else jumped in and got us back to 120.
Evened it up. Okay.
Yeah, if you just hit the saved button, like it unsaves it. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, you can just unfollow it.
I thought once you did it, you did it. That's it. I know with the regular campaign you can come out of it and leave it, but that's different. That makes sense to me. This whole notified thing and getting rid of it does not make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess someone was like, no, I just really don't need Sacrimony in my life. But I just thought it was funny because I was like, the day that I decide to push it really hard, of course someone is just like, no, I don't want this anymore.
But I've noticed that before that there'll be times where I'll start pushing something really hard. You've seen me do it.
Yeah, always. Your promo game is like way strong. I can't even keep up with it.
I can't keep up. Wow. And then I'll go check the thing and it's like lost 2 people. I'm like, the hell?
It's the worst when there's like an actual active campaign too, and it's like you're posting about it, and all of a sudden it's like, I just lost $300 in pledges. What just happened here?
Oh my god, I can't believe people do that stuff. Like I feel like some people go, I'm gonna help her out. I'm gonna make believe I'm pledging, then I'll pull it back later.
Yeah, it's weird mind games, and it's just like you're just wasting everyone's time. Like, what did you achieve? A friend of mine, I don't remember if I told you. I think it was like sometime last year. He had a troll backer put like $10,000 into
Oh
his
yeah, you
campaign.
told us.
Yeah, and it's just like, why? Like, what are you accomplishing? Do you think he's really sitting there going like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get $10,000. This is so amazing." He was like, "Nope, this is a troll. I know it." And when he reached out to them about it, like, they just took it back anyway, so like, he knew it. It was just like, what did you accomplish? Nothing.
I feel like with those type of people just want to hurt people, so that's why they do it. Oh, this is gonna bother them.
Yeah, but the thing is you can't even confirm whether someone is hurting. Like, wouldn't you rather hurt someone and, like, see they're hurting? Like kick them in the nuts or something, but don't pretend that you're pledging. Like, please
Oh,
don't kick Jack in the nuts. He's like, super sweet guy. But
oh my God! Hi,
But
Jack.
yeah, if you wanna hurt somebody, like, do that. Don't do whatever you think you're doing long distance that
I have to admit, like you're right there because it feels like you're having imaginary battles in your head. Ooh, that must hurt right now.
yeah, it's so delusional. It's so sad.
Mhm.
'Cause it's like, okay, yeah, somebody might anguish over, like, $300 worth of drop pledges or whatever, but it's not like, we're all sitting around, like, tearing our hair out about it, like, "Oh my god, this is the worst thing to happen." It's just like, "Oh, like, trolls being trolls. Alright, this is so stupid. Time to
But
move
it's
on."
it's funny though with those type of I think the little ones hurt more. Uh,
Yeah, 'cause
because yeah,
it's less obvious, like, especially when you have somebody like, there are outright trolls where they're just like, "Alright, I'm gonna back at, like, the highest tier possible with, like, $1,000 worth of stuff and then cancel 'em." Then there's, like, the death by 1,000 paper cuts
yeah,
type of thing where it's like someone puts in $60 and then they're just like, "Nope, you know what? You don't get to have this." 'Cause
yeah.
that's more believable.
Those are more believable, and those are the ones that hurt because those are the ones that can like mess your campaign up easily.
Yeah.
$1,000, you already know. Okay, maybe it's real, maybe it's not, so you're not counting on it.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, "No, whatever number is there, I'm just gonna assume it's $1,000 less." But
Less.
when it is, like, a few people dropping at, like, $60 or $70, you're just like, "Okay, that sucks."
It's so funny. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while because I don't, and I know we've mentioned it before, but I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why are we playing these little games with people? I understand sometimes people pull out. I understand. Maybe you're not gonna have the money or whatever it is. But when it feels purposeful. It feels like people do it on purpose.
Yeah, I think it is really that delusional, like, "Oh, I want this person to, like, anguish over this for a while." And it's so strange because it's like, it's not even anyone who knows you personally, like, in the comics groups that I'm in, there's, like, a few, like, repeat serial offenders who will pledge, like, large amounts and then cancel, or what they'll do is they'll wait till the campaign is over, they'll wait till, like, the campaign is fulfilled and they get all their stuff, and then they, like, start a dispute and cancel, and it's just like, you don't even, like,
That's even
personally
worse.
know the person that you're
Yeah.
hurting, like, what is your problem with them? Like, why do you hate comic creators so much?
I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's kind of petty, and I don't know how people get their jollies off of that stuff.
I mean, it's also ignorant because it's like, let's say someone isn't getting their jollies off of hurting somebody outright like that, but
Hmm.
they're just like, "Oh yeah, look at that. I get all of this free stuff from Kickstarter," but you don't realize that you're slowly killing the creators whose work that you're claiming to enjoy.
Yeah.
Because if they can't make money off of it, they can't continue to make the thing that you like.
I feel like it's that whole concept now that a lot of people have where it's a victimless crime, but there's no such thing as victimless crimes.
No, not at all. Especially like leave artists and writers alone. We make like pennies as is. Like, don't steal from us. Go steal from like a billionaire because he stole from someone else.
What do we got here?
It is. It makes no sense. Like, is it Schadenfreude if it's like you can't even see the other person hurting on the other side?
Yeah, because like I was saying, I feel like
It's
you're
like
you're
imaginary.
imagining it. Yeah. Oh, he must be hurting right now. Ooh.
Meanwhile, like homeboy is just like making himself a sandwich and just like going about his life.
But you know what it is? They expect somebody to get upset and go on Facebook and do a rant and oh, how dare you guys? And that's probably how they get their jollies. But what happens when that person doesn't do that? Because some people don't do that.
No, you know what we do? We go in our little comic circles and our little Facebook chats and our little Discord servers and we say, hey, watch out for this backer.
Exactly. Because I feel like they think it's kind of anonymous, but you guys can see who's doing what.
Yep. We can see the username of the person who like backed and pulled out or whatever, and then we go around and we say like, hey, if this person does this enough times, we can screenshot it and like bring it up with Kickstarter and like get them banned. And there are a few times where like the comics groups have been able to get certain people banned, so that's what happens.
That's good, at least, because these people doing their thing just it gets kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's like the real agony here is like, what's the point? Like, what did you accomplish? Like sitting there trying to figure it out.
The question is, why are you doing this?
The question is, don't you have anything better to do?
No.
Clearly not. Like, you know what? I envy people who have that much free time to like mess with someone else. Like, the amount of things I could do with that kind of free time.
It's just
like I could make a whole other comic in that amount of free time.
That's true. Like you can be all creative. You can do other things. You don't have to do this stuff. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
No, it's a pointless crime that's not even a crime, because it's like you didn't really steal anything. You're just wasting brain cells for everybody involved.
Oh, that's definite. That's completely different.
I feel like even the two of us talking about this right now, like we've just lost so many brain cells thinking about like the reasoning behind it. Like I feel a lot dumber, don't you?
I do, because my brain hurts right now. It actually hurts. Yeah. Oh man,
it's like the front right here. It's just like why are you making me on this?
Like, oh.
But anyway, yeah, Sacrimony on Kickstarter. It's happening on January 15th. We've got 120 followers. I sure as hell would love to get to 150 because that would just make me very happy and I'd probably faint. And yeah, super secret stretch goal will be announced at 125 followers. So, get on that, people.
As always. And speaking of signups, notify our pal Charles W. Morgan has his Cold Cutter 3 coming out.
I saw the covers for that. You posted it earlier today, and they're so good. They're all so slick.
He has the catch-ups for that, 1 and 2 and 3, and maybe in the trailer you'll hear a familiar voice helping him out.
Oh, interesting.
I've done the trailers for 1 and 2, and now I'm working on 3, so this should be fun.
Nice. Got to keep that voice working.
Got to do something. Cold Cutter is a detective yarn, and you guys know I love my detectives. Check it out. Sign up to get notified. It helps out the project, like just like we were talking about with Mata. And the better place you are before it starts, the better place you'll be when it starts.
Also, it just boosts your street cred and makes you look cool, and then it makes other people want to sign up to see what everyone's like getting notified about.
That's definitely, yeah. I mean, it also makes it easier for the creator because now you have all these people you can notify and go, hey, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you get notified as soon as it goes live, and then if there's like early bird deals or like early bird rewards, which a lot of people like doing within like the first 48 hours, like you can get in on that.
Definitely.
And you get a cool thing, and you also help a creator have a super strong launch because the first 48 hours are the most important hours of a campaign.
Definitely. So, first 48 give you an idea of what's going to happen after that. So technically speaking, the first 48 and the last 48 are the campaign usually.
Yeah.
If you get lucky, the campaign has this life in the middle, which
it usually doesn't anymore though. Like the ecosystem's changed so much that it's kind of like After the first 48 hours, there's just a huge drop, and then there's like a huge pickup in like the
Mhm.
last 48 hours. Like, unless you're lucky enough to like, really do a lot of shows and stuff and have people notice and, want to back in the middle of the campaign. But a lot of people just follow it till the end anyway, and then back in the last 48 hours. But also, did you know that the first 48 hours is kind of the time where a Kickstarter decides if they want to promote the project within their own
Yeah.
algorithm?
That's why the first 48 hours is so important, because if it becomes a project we love, that helps the Kickstarter completely. The numbers help the Kickstarter completely.
Yeah, if the closer
They'll
you
make
are
it
to
fun.
funding, or
Yeah.
like the whatever percentage you get overfunded, like within the first 48 hours, like they're like, oh, hey, this is something people actually want to check out. Like, hey, everyone, check it out.
Definitely.
Algorithms are weird.
They are. Hate them.
Yeah, they help and they hinder.
All right, there we go. Of course, this beautiful game right here, Hit Point. They are going live in April. I think that's right, April. Yeah.
Yeah, they said April.
They're going to
So
be
they've
at
got a nice long runway for takeoff.
yeah, they're going to be at Cradle of Aviation for the tabletop. Yeah, the tabletop convention. So yeah, these guys have a while to go. There are 80 followers, which is pretty good. But you got all this time. Come on, let's get them up there.
Let's
This
get them
game,
to like 200 or 300 or
yeah,
something, man.
a
Like,
good
they're
that'd
doing
be a
some
great
cool
start.
stuff.
Yeah. Dude, these cards look beautiful. We saw them. We saw how fantastic they look.
They were glorious. Like, if you like shiny cards, check out Hit Point. I am one of those 80 followers who will definitely like
I am
break the pledge button on the first day.
Oh yeah, I've seen the game in action. We recorded them at Cradle of Aviation. Yeah, the last time for the last tabletop. He was there showing off the game, and it started off as a simple thing. It was the card game was part of the system they were working on. It's become its own thing now. Now it's its own card game, but it's still part of the bigger system, and that's the exciting part, because it's not just the card game. It's this whole because what they did was, because they got nervous, because they used to do these beautiful crates for D&D, and they got nervous that they weren't going to be able to do anything when the whole thing happened with Dungeons and Dragons, the Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, those were dark times.
Exactly. So they decided to do this new thing, and I got to tell you, the card game alone is worth whatever. I can't wait to see the whole thing they're doing put together, which is why they probably have it all the way in April, so they can get all the bits and pieces together.
Yeah, I like that they are waiting, and they're honing their craft behind the scenes. They're also trying to get more people interested in following beforehand, so that they do have like a nice strong launch, because I can imagine that like a card game like this is not going to be cheap to produce.
No.
Like, they're not going to be like, oh my god, guys, I just need like $750 to get this going. Like, no, I'm assuming this is going to be at least like a 5-figure campaign, and like I really hope they hit it. And I think they're doing the right thing by waiting.
I agree. I can't wait. I see Nat is joining us.
Oh.
Mr. Nathan. I'm surprised.
I'm not.
Let's see. Oh, he's getting food. So he joined and then he went away.
I'm also not surprised by that.
Me neither. It makes sense. He works hard. He should be able to eat.
This is true. I mean, what else are you working for, really?
That's true. Food
You're
is
working for food for yourself and your pets.
Exactly. That's where the money goes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. I really like what they have. I can't wait to see how they put the whole thing together. I've been talking to them for a while, and I've seen this grow from what they were to what they are now. And I can't, because they did some creative stuff when they were doing the little box sets. It wasn't just like the bits and pieces to make the D&D. You had candles, you had maps, you had it was a beautiful box set that you can actually use to make a setting happen. And they were doing it. It was fantastic,
Oh man, I remember like when I was playing D&D with the group last year, the dungeon master was saying that there was like some company that actually makes like D&D themed candles. It's like musky dungeon and stuff. Was it Hit Point, or was it like?
Could be Hit Point, because I know others have done it, but they actually had themed candles.
That's wild.
Yeah, they were called Viled back then. Now they're hit point. They were called Viled back
Yeah,
then.
I think actually those were the candles that he had, and he was, like, bragging about how great they were and how they set the mood for his DMing, and I'm like, "I like candles."
It was a beautiful box set because you got little figures for the game itself. You got maps. You got monsters. You got a setting that you could do. It was like a whole little campaign in a box.
That's how you do it. I feel like Wizards has never done that, right? Like, they've had, like, the starter packs where it's like, "Alright, here's some character sheets, and, like, here's, like, a map and the campaign," but there's no, like, "Here's, like, all of the little tokens you'll need, like, here's some
Oh,
custom
no, no. They
monsters."
want you. They want you to buy those.
Of course. It would be so convenient to just have everything in a nice little package, though. Like, I feel like that would get more people into the game a lot easier when you have everything that you need right in front of you, as opposed to like, oh, well, you have to buy this, and then you have to buy this pack, and then you have to buy that pack, and then like, it's too much.
It is. And I know that they have their own starter packs or essential kits, but if you're lucky, you'll get the dice and the DM screen and a couple of character sheets and then the campaign setting book.
Yeah, it's like a
That's
tiny book, and
it.
yeah, and there's not even any, like, particular loose guidelines on rules, like, you'll still have to get, like, the DM guide on the side, you'll still have to get, like, the player's handbook, and it's like, especially for people who don't know if they're gonna like the game, like, that's such an investment because, I mean, like, the player's handbook is, like, $60, the DM guide is, like, $60, then it's, like, this little starter kit is, like, $40, like, it's a lot of money.
I know that one of the essential kits has a dumbed down rule set so that you can start playing from the get go.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Yeah,
handy.
and then that'll give you an idea. Yeah, it's like a pamphlet and it has some of the rules so you can get you started.
That's good. That is very good.
Yeah, but you buy the right one.
Right, yeah, I'm trying to remember the one that I had tried with a friend a while back, something to do with mines or something, but it was just like
They do two different things. They have the essential kit, which gives you all those little bits and pieces, except for like the figures. And then they have like packs that are story packs, and they give you a bunch of the stuff too, but they don't, I don't think they give you everything if I remember right. In
Yeah,
those.
well, we had gotten, like, legit the starter pack when, 5e first came out. Like,
Mm.
we were kind of, like, nerd veterans anyway because we had, like, all of our players' handbooks or whatever, but just, like, looking back at what the starter pack had, like, it was not very impressive. Like, I don't think it would be enough to get, like, someone completely new into the game, which is unfortunate.
And I've seen other companies, again, which is one of the problems what Wizards of the Coast had was the other companies started doing what they should be doing better than they were doing. That's why they
And
were trying to get all that money from the other companies.
yeah, this is what happens when you have guys, like marketing guys who are so focused on like merchandising and, making more things to sell and breaking things up that really should be sold as a set. And then you get like disjointed madness. And then someone else comes along and like, here's how to reasonably put this together. And then they get mad.
Oh, they get banned completely. I remember the whole 3.5 debacle, where they moved on to 4, and everybody's like, we don't like 4.
Yeah, doesn't everybody hate 4?
Yeah, everybody hated 4. We stayed at 3.5, and then the company took that. Well, what is it? Pathfinder took that and ran with it. And they're still running with it because I think they're still 3.5.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if I can ever get into Pathfinder. I heard it takes like 2 hours just to like set up your character because like everything's so specific.
It makes sense because I think that the guys who started Pathfinders are the guys who enjoy D&D in a certain way. But again, because of that, 3.5 was an easier, well, not easier, a more thorough way of doing what you wanted to do or playing the game you wanted to play.
Yeah, I feel like 5e is like super streamlined, which honestly I'm here for that because like I don't have time to read through like really laborious rule books and whatnot and like take 2 hours to build a character. I want to be able to do it in like 10 minutes.
My only issue with 5 is that it really same thing with 4. They like the figures. They like the little figures. They expect you to be playing with those little figures.
I made one custom figure from Hero Forge, and I have
Oh,
no
I love Hero
regrets.
Forge. Oh, those
Yeah,
things are
it was
beautiful.
like a little birthday present to myself a while back, and it was like my evil paladin, and he has like two swords up in the air, and he's like really dramatic, and it was fun to paint. But I was like, I paid $30 for this, and it's like this big.
It's so funny because when you're building it, you figure it's at least this big, because it looks like it's that big.
Yeah, they're like an inch tall or something. Like he was very tiny.
I've jumped into Heroes Forge a couple times, and I've created characters for my past campaigns, and I'm like, ooh. I'm like, maybe one day when I have extra money.
Yeah, it's funny. People just use Hero Forge to like make their tokens now for Roll20, and like
Mhm.
that's it.
It makes sense though because you get a chance, you build it, and you look at it, you can take a picture of it.
Yeah, and then you're like, this is my character. And it's like super customizable too. Like every
Oh,
time I mess around with the site, there's like more and more options. There's more and more races. There's like
dude.
more and more poses and props and clothes. And I'm just like, it just keeps getting better and better.
Have you been there recently? Because they even upgraded it again.
I'm afraid that's going to be like 3 hours of my life just sitting there clicking around, like, oh, there's this character. There's that character. There's this character. This is amazing.
Yeah, they upgraded and now it's even more in depth, more beautiful, more.
Yeah, last I checked, like you could actually add color
Yeah.
to your thing. And I was like, oh, this is dangerous.
Oh my God. Yeah. Because who doesn't want to see their character brought to life? That's what we hire artists to do before. Like, oh, I want to
Sometimes
see it.
as an artist, I wanna just click on things and build my character and not draw them, so it's very satisfying to
Oh
be
yeah.
able to, like,
And then,
just customize something like that.
and then what would happen is like everybody looks at the artist friend going, "Can you make some characters?"
For a price? I'll never get over the time where I got commissioned to draw a friend's character for a game that I DM'd, and then his character died to, like, the first
Oh,
zombie
you were
that
telling
they
us,
put.
yeah.
It still pains me till this day. I feel like the worst person ever. Like, this was not planned.
That is so messed up. Oh, here's your character.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh my god, this character looks so cool, like, amazing, you did great work," and then it's like, "Alright, you go into a cave, you find a zombie, oh, like, you failed your roll spectacular, and the zombie, like, hit you a critical, and you died," and, like, just terrible times all around.
Wow.
This is the worst thing that could happen, and it's like it was on Roll20, so it's not even like I could hide behind, like, a DM screen and, like, fudge my rolls and be like, "Oh, no, the zombie missed you again."
Here's a question for you because you've done DMing before, and what you just mentioned is one of the big fights that people have because the DM does his roles behind the screens, and I feel like a lot of people think that the DM usually cheats against you, and I'm not gonna say that there aren't some assholes out there.
There's definitely a subgenre of GM that would do that, but I always like to fudge in favor of the players. Like
Same
whatever
here,
can keep
yeah.
the story going, whatever makes it more interesting. Like dead players don't make for an interesting story. It just makes for sad times and wasted time and like lots of alcohol, I guess. But
I completely agree, and and it's funny because then people go, "Oh, but you're not playing the game right. You're not following the." I'm like, dude, there's times where it's a the game is supposed to be played what makes it the most fun for everybody.
yeah, I'm very much a people pleaser in that department where like I want everybody to have fun. I don't want someone to feel miserable. I don't want anybody to feel like they're being singled out or like that they've been like unfairly killed off or whatever. Like it needs to be fun for everyone. And then also if their character dies and then they're just sitting around like watching everyone else play and then like trying to find an opportunity to bring a new character in and all that. It's just
Because I had the DMs that would have you do multiple characters just in case, and that always threw me off. And I'm like,
it's handy to have a backup. I definitely like as a player keep a backup character around because like I've made so many that I didn't get to use to their full potential anyway. So it's like they're just sitting on the back burner. But yeah, it's no fun when the DM is like intentionally trying to kill you.
yeah, I've never liked those DMs. Usually when I'm DMing, I'm like, look, man, just don't play stupid, because stupidity will kill you in my games.
I love playing stupid though.
See, but
Like
there's a difference between playing stupid and playing stupid.
it's like I love playing the type of character who is like, I know this toilet has a sign that says do not stick your head in here, but I really want to stick my head in here to find out what happens. Like that kind of stupid is what I like to play.
So let me ask you this question then. It sounds like you've played enough. So, because the DMs have tells, the DMs will tell you whether you should do something or not. Not all of them, but most of them do. There'll be something like, "You sure you want to do that?"
Yeah, it's like what's that? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Where they're like, is that your final answer?
Exactly. Sometimes some DMs do it to mess with you, but most of the times you should pay attention anytime a DM is going. So, are you sure you want to do that? But I find like most players are like, hey, whatever. I'm like, okay, look, man, if something moves the story forward, I'm not gonna punish you too much. If you're just being like really really stupid,
Yeah, if you're like, okay, my character climbs a tree and stays there for 12 hours, then like that's incredibly stupid. Like, okay, have fun in your tree. We're gonna go and do something else.
and I've had players who do that. They try to separate themselves from the group because they want that personal role play time, and I'm like, there'll be times where you might end up doing that anyway, but it kind of messes up the story for everybody.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
now
you're not
I
the
have to
main
come back over to
character.
you.
Like
Yeah.
this is a team effort.
Hmm. Yeah, because there's always a time where you're going to end up alone or something's going to happen because it happens. It's just the way stories go.
Oh man, I had a really frustrating campaign between like my best friend and like someone who we both didn't particularly like, but we were just like, all right, we'll give him a chance. Because like playing D&D, like he was kind of funny or whatever, so we're like, all right, we'll give him a chance. I was GMing, and it started off that my thing, what I wanted to do was I took two of their characters that had died in the past that they really loved playing, and I was gonna like find a way to bring them back to life.
Oh, I like that.
So like, have them do this laborious journey or whatever to come back to life, but with a catch. Because, there's always a catch, remember?
Of course, there's always a catch.
Yeah.
No, nothing happens without a catch.
Yep, especially resurrection stories.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was like they started off as like they were just on a boat sailing in the middle of nowhere. The ship crashes. And my best friend, she's a trooper. She was willing to go along with like what the story was actually gonna be. And this guy was just like, I'm playing an evil character, so I'm just gonna set fire to all of the trees and everything here. I'm like, okay. And yeah, so she's going along with the quest, and she meets like, basically, what was it? Is some agent of Orcus, because Orcus was like the god of necromancy, or demon of necromancy, I should say. So yeah, so she's getting all of this information about like what's going on, and then he's just like, "Oh yeah, I'm suddenly there too." It's like, "No, you were like, at least a mile away setting fire to trees. Like, what are you doing?" And yeah, we were running out of time for the session, so then I was just like, "All right, you know what? You guys have to fight to the death, and whoever wins gets to come back to life."
Oh, that's messed up.
Because well,
That's
it's
pretty
kind
good
of
though.
yeah. I was like, I made the decision that like, all right, this guy's obnoxious. I don't actually want to play D&D with him ever again. And my best friend was right there with me. She was just like, giving me these looks of like, why did you bring this asshole here? Because we were playing in person. So like, it's a lot easier to give each other like, especially when you've known someone for like almost 30 years
Oh, they
and
know
they give you a look.
your looks and tells. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's not even like, something super obvious, but you know the look that they give you, and I'm just like, all right. And luckily she won that fight. So
That's
her
good.
character got to come back to life.
It always bugs me out because there's a lot of people that like to play those styles where they're so contrarian to the story or they're so contrarian to the other
That's a good word.
character.
That's exactly what he was being.
Yeah, and I don't understand it. I'm like, dude, I understand that you want to play this character, you want to put, and you're trying to be like a main character here, but technically speaking, you're all main characters. So like I don't get why you're trying to unrail the story.
Yeah, it's like, all right, if you're gonna be contrarian, at least commit to being contrarian. Don't suddenly go along with the story when you realize it's gonna benefit your character. Like, don't be like, oh, I'm suddenly there and I've heard all of this stuff too, because that's not how that works.
No, it's not. And it's funny because as a storyteller, which I guess we need, I knew we were going to come back here again. As
I
a
mean, it is the
storyteller,
written writ. We are.
exactly,
I was gonna say we are writing about writing, but no, we are
exactly.
talking about
Talking
writing
about
and
writing,
storytelling.
and one of the reasons I love D&D is because it's such a great place to play writing, because it allows you to see, especially in real time, you'll see characters do things, you'll see conversations happen, you'll see dialogue happen, you see the way the story is structured. In that note, though, I find that people try to destroy the story, and then they get upset with you because oh my god, the story sucks. I'm like, yeah, because you made it suck. Your decisions made the story go in that direction.
Yeah, I remember, like, I used to play with a friend who actually had no experience with like video games or anything like that. So it's like he really didn't know the concept of like following a story per se. So it was just like anytime I put him in a campaign, he would always try to find like the quickest, easiest, laziest way to get something done. And then anytime I tried to bring the story back on the rails, like, oh, well, you can't do that. You can't just like scale the entire mansion like that or whatever. Like, you can't throw a rock through a window and just climb through and like, find the vampire sitting there waiting for you. Like, he'd get pissed off. He's like, "Oh, then what do you want me to do? I don't know. Like, you're ruining
Go
the
through
game
the
for me."
story.
Yeah, it's like go through the front door like everyone else, like walk through the creepy library, have the chandelier almost fall on you like everyone else. Like, don't be like, "Oh, I sneak around to the back to find out where the vampire is."
And if you're going to do stuff like that, then understand that there's ramifications, that there's things that are going to happen. Because I find that a lot of people that do that stuff, all of a sudden they're expecting the easy.
But then no, you're soloing a vampire. Like, good luck.
Yeah, because what you need to do is convince the rest of the group to go with you towards the back of the mansion.
Oh no, it's never that. It's always like, no, this is my dramatic solo journey. I'm gonna be the hero and end this really quickly. And then it's like, part of me wishes that I would have allowed that. And then it's like, all right, well, eventually he'd die to the vampire, and then the party would like, go around to actually find the vampire, and then it's like, oh, you're fighting the vampire and his thrall. Like, that could have
That
been
always bugs
interesting.
me out because you sit there and because there's been a couple times where the group will decide that they're going to fight something that they shouldn't be fighting in the first place, because there's an understanding. There's times when you run and there's times when you fight.
Yep.
Sometimes you're stuck in a situation, so you have to fight, but you know the difference between something you should fight and something you should.
Oh man. Oh man, that reminds me of when I was playing my evil paladin. We were doing Icewind Dale, and there was like some sort of cave with like some mega lich or something in there, and it was like, we were going through the cave, and it was like, this guy was talking to us as we were going through. Like, we couldn't see him, but we could hear the voice, taunting us. And me playing like an evil paladin who has like an ego the size of like the Goodyear blimp was just like was just sassing him and taunting him back until we actually like got to fight him. Like, we went through the whole thing and we got to the end and we got to fight him, and it was like this, super ultra mega lich and like a bunch of spiders.
Wow.
And oh man, do you remember the from Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail, Sir Robin's song? When evil rears his ugly head, he
Yeah.
bravely turned his tail and fled. That was me. Like, my character just ran away and left the other two players to die.
See, but that makes sense. As a bad guy, as a villain, you're gonna try to save yourself. At least you were in character. You stayed in character. And
Yep.
of course, because a bad guy like that would taunt the guy and then go, "Oh, this isn't gonna work."
Yep. Because, self-preservation kicks in,
Yep.
and it's like, you know what? I'm not a hero. I don't have to fight this guy, so I'm just gonna run away.
Son of Saint, howdy. Hey,
Oh, hello
son of
there.
Saint, howdy. How you doing? Dude, you know what we forgot? We forgot to say Happy New Year's, people.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year. This is the first show of the year. I said it on Facebook and Twitter. I did that with the
I did
stream
that
just
too.
Okay, so we technically said it. We
We
just didn't
technically
say it
said
on
it,
air.
but it's just at the beginning of the show threw us off completely because it started. I could swear it just started like that, and I had this whole thing for the beginning, and it just threw me completely.
Oh my goodness. Whoops.
Yes, this is the Happy New Year show where we decide what's going on for the rest of the year. Besides Sacramony, are you doing anything else with the rest of the year?
Oh man, I'm doing a lot of things this year. It's going to be a busy year for me, but in a good way. Because after Sacramony, we've got issue 3 of Buddy and Friend, which
Which I'm
is
waiting for.
long awaited. Yes, I was going to say the highly coveted, long awaited issue 3 of Buddy and Friend, which I haven't figured it out yet, but it's going to be either in April or May, depending on how quickly I can wrap up the Sacramony campaign. There's going to be many more Sacramonies. There might be another Buddy and Friend if I can squeeze it in. I'm also working with my pal John Westhoff on child possession services,
Right.
which I've got like thumbnails for the first 10 pages done in like the past 3 days. Like, yeah.
Says Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year, Dennis.
And Son of Saint has a question for you. He's saying, Sorcier, are you jumping on the McFarlane contest?
I don't even know what that is. My head is like under a rock when it comes to like popular media. I just sit in my little indie corner, just toiling away.
So McFarlane's holding a contest where people are doing Spawn covers, and I think he's doing like a Spawn cover every couple of days or every day. You can put the details there, Son of Saint, but I think that's what he's talking about. And I've seen a couple of our artist friends actually doing the Spawn type covers.
So here's my thing is I have a thing against contests and unpaid labor. I don't want to, sit around and spend 10 or 20 hours or whatever drawing a cover for free and then like having it not amount to anything.
Not used.
Or not used, or like, if it is used or whatever, I'm probably definitely not going to be like compensated properly for the rate that I would charge. It's like, oh, here's like $100 gift card to Amazon. Like, okay, great. Like the rewards are never worth the effort to begin with. And I know it's like, oh, but exposure, but like people die of exposure.
So the Saint says, I understand that. I personally use it as a marketing tool.
I can't see the value in it. I can't do it. I can't make myself do unpaid labor. I do so much unpaid labor already on my own comics that
stuff,
like yeah. Like I'm tired. I'm not about to do unpaid labor for Todd McFarlane. Sorry.
But at the same time, you are pretty busy as it is, so I don't think you have time to like dedicate yourself to this type of stuff because you're already busy doing your own stuff.
Yeah, I'm busy doing my own stuff, and now I'm doing interiors for other people.
Dennis says, good point.
Yeah, I mean, there was a whole article going around many years ago about spec work, which is what these contests are, which is just like, everybody submit all of your work for free, and then we'll just pick the ones we like, and everyone else can just like go kick rocks.
It's a cheap way of getting a lot of work for free.
Yeah, exactly. I like morally, I cannot get behind it. Like, I guess like if it works for some people, but I feel gross about it.
I also feel like this, like I was just saying, like you're busy. So for you to do that, you're actually going out of your way. Like I understand like somebody who's not working on something or they have the time to do it and they want to do it. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would have to set aside like one of my projects or like one of my clients' projects to do something for free to hopefully like have Senpai notice me or whatever. And like, it's not worth it.
Someone says the same thing here. I totally understand her point. I personally think you can pick and choose what is beneficial for you in the long run.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody live their best life. I'm not saying like, oh, this contest is morally wrong and like no one should enter, but it's just something that I never felt good about.
Yeah, he just said that. At the end of the day, we all do what we feel works.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. We have to figure out, like, but that's the same thing with everything in life, though. Even if you're doing a paid job, you understand that this paid job is going to stop you from doing whatever other thing you're doing, especially if you're working on something else.
Yep. I was actually talking about that earlier on a friend's Discord, that it's hard to balance like personal projects with like more lucrative projects.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what works. And like, it's exhausting. Like, I would like to have my weekends back. I would like to not have to like bail on friends and be like, oh, well, sorry, I gotta work. I'll see you in like 3 months, hopefully. Like, it would be nice to have a normal life and, you know, enjoy some of the video games that have been sitting around in my Steam account that I bought years ago that I never got to play.
You're not kidding. Travis says, wonderful people creating great, amazing things.
Hey, Travis, you should get on the show next week and talk about holiday spirits. That's a threat.
You're more than welcome.
I've been trying to get a hold of Travis and also Jerome, who have been the leaders with holiday spirits. So
yeah, you guys are more than welcome to come on the show and talk about the stuff. Dennis says it's a weird space, busy professional. It's not worth it. And Son of Saint says normal. Creatives.
Fair. I honestly don't know what normal is anymore. Like how many hours a day should I be working? How many days a week should I be working? Like,
according to your state, you're supposed to be working at least 32 hours if you want to be considered a full-time and write that into your taxes. So depending on your tax bracket,
all right,
you probably want to work either more or less, depending on how much you make.
60 hours a week net you?
That's full time. That's more than full time.
That's actually supposed to be a salary gig.
Yeah.
So unless you're making salary, you shouldn't be working that hard.
I probably shouldn't be working at all, considering what I'm getting.
It also means that you should be taxed more too.
So Travis said,
I'm definitely getting taxed more. Oh, good.
He said he'll be on, and
I have to go and fight him.
We can make it happen.
I will fight you, Travis.
Talk to me or talk to Matta and let us know what you're doing. Monday's show is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and Wednesday's show, of course, as you guys can see from right now, is at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. So just let us know.
Excellent.
That's a good thing about having multiple people do this stuff is that they can, you know, I don't have to figure out everything.
Just kind of like bring people on by osmosis.
Well,
yeah, I exist.
We were doing before, just wasn't working because some people would just decide that they weren't going to be on the show.
I forgot.
So now what I do is I bring people on, and they're pretty much like guest hosts. Sometimes somebody will be a main host, but most of the times I'll have a bunch of guest hosts, and you know, maybe one of them will be main, depending on what's going on. But we always cover everybody who's on the show, so it doesn't matter.
It's a good way to operate, and it ensures that there's always like people here, and it's not just like Ralph talking to himself,
which happened a couple times.
Oh my goodness.
That's when I decided I was going to stop doing those shows. When Ralph's by himself shows, that's when you'll see like, okay, nobody's on the show. Okay, Ralph is going to take a break.
It's like Ralph is going to sleep now. Good night.
Ralph now needs to set up his new gift.
Yeah, we were just talking about that too. I'm trying to figure out the setup over here because I'm thinking of keeping the other computer so my daughter can use it more often.
I'm free tomorrow if you want me to stop by.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen before I can even get to that part of the equation. But I will keep you posted though. As soon as I'm at that level of step when I can actually get to that part. There's also a redoing of the apartment happening at the same time.
Just trust your wife. Trust her. Let her move things where they need to go. Let her throw things out that need to be gone.
It's not worth your life.
I wish it was that simple. I wish it was that simple.
Trust her. Trust her. I trust her.
I wish it was that simple. All I can tell you is things are happening and things are moving, and we'll see what happens. I know I'm going to change the set completely. I'm supposed to get 2 more bookshelves so I can set all this stuff up and get most of our certain things out of the way.
Ben and Apple goes to IKEA is what I'm hearing this weekend. Matt, are you free?
Oh, yeah. You know what?
That's the plan, actually. We're supposed to go to IKEA soon.
All right, we are actually doing a Ben and Apple at IKEA. Let's go.
This would be
Saturday. This is not even a joke. We are actually doing this.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you're gonna have to go by yourself because Saturday I'm busy. Yeah, I'm all over the place on Saturday and Sunday. And then I think the first convention of the year is Garden State Comic Fest, which is at the end of the year. It is the 27th and 28th. And I think we got back-to-back conventions because then after Garden State Comic Fest, we got the Indie Art Show, which is going to be at the Great South Bay Breweries in Long Island.
I forgot that I need to check that out. I wonder if they're still taking vendors.
I think he might be full up, but you might want to check with him.
Yeah, I'll poke him. I wanna sell comics in a brewery.
Dude, it's fun. Even if you can't make it like that, maybe you want to hang out with us. I'm trying to get us a car that'll take us.
Yeah, the whole getting from the Bronx to Long Island is gonna be an interesting journey.
Is there an easy way for you to go from the Bronx to Long Island?
Teleportation, but that hasn't been invented yet.
That's what I thought.
Wait, which part of the Bronx were you in again?
Like pretty high up, like around the
you all the
Bronx.
way
It might actually be faster for you to go over to Connecticut and take the ferry there than it will for you to take the trains.
My brain hurts.
I knew you. Yeah.
It's one train to Connecticut to the ferry, and then you take the ferry in.
That sounds like a lot of work. Look, a boat.
Yeah, it's like a train to a boat.
No, one train to a boat.
Oh, one train to a boat.
The train goes to the boat. See, but then you take the train to the boat, and you take the boat to Long Island, but you still got to take a train to wherever you got to go to.
Oh God, yeah, and oh man, I'd be like a lost child. I'd just get off the boat and I'd start crying.
Oh, Lou got you from there.
Oh.
That is true. If we do have a ride, it'll be we can pick you up from there.
All right, I'll have to figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's a fun place. Like Tony was on last week. He was saying, because he loves the food and the alcohol there. Yeah,
I think he likes one thing more than the other.
I mean, look, if your alcohol sucks, you've failed as a brewery. That's all I have to say.
But it's
like you had one job.
Yeah. The good thing is that the food is fantastic as well. So
that's always a bonus.
Yes, it is.
Because sometimes bar food is just abysmal.
Yeah, and then usually at the con food.
Oh, you mean the $18 hot dog?
Yeah. No, this was not anything like that. This was fantastic, and it was good portions too.
There's a strip club with banging fries.
What?
I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I do like me some fries, but everything else I could do with that. Like, do they do takeout? Like, can I just go there and be like, yo, let me get some fries?
Listen, it's just fries with a shake.
But
I was waiting. I had a feeling he was going somewhere with it. Oh man.
Dennis Knight, you have not been to Anime NYC if you say con food is trash.
Well, they changed the food in Anime NYC, so that's
it was so good that now every other con is trying to copy
doing the same thing. Yeah, like New York Comic Con has added a bunch of the stuff from Anime NYC because you see a couple of the vendors, the food vendors in New York Comic Con now.
Oh yeah, don't they take food vendors that are actually like from chains, like chain food places? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember seeing Go-Go Curry one time at I think it was Comic Con or Anime Fest or whatever, and I was like, oh, I like them. No, I was never at Anime NYC, but I remember seeing it at when Comic Con had their like Anime Fest thing. I was like, oh I love me some Go-Go Curry.
That was a ripoff.
Not
Go-Go Curry, I mean like
okay, I was about to fight you. I was about to go over to wherever you are and just fight you, but yeah. Anime Fest was a ripoff.
Loves Go-Go Curry.
Good. She's got good taste.
Oh, thank you.
Good taste. Let's see. What am I looking for over here? I know we haven't talked about something. Oh, Papa. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, also we should mention Holiday Spirits, considering I'm part of it and Travis is also on. Yeah.
And you are mentioning it before, so I came in right as you were talking about it. I was like, oh, I guess this is what we're talking about.
We're always talking about Holiday Spirits.
That's because they're talking here in the audience.
Yeah, because I was threatening to fight Travis.
Travis.
Yeah.
See, might have said it, and now Travis is like, we can make it happen.
Yes. What, the fight? All right.
just for that, here we go. Now Associate is going to talk about the beautiful thing that is holiday spirits.
Yeah, holiday spirits. We've got Christmas technically happening after New Year's. The campaign was delayed because there was a lot of setbacks, but we're here. We've got 9 days to go. We've got a bunch of amazing,
Wow, you guys
fantabulous
are pretty
creators
close.
and myself involved. I didn't actually look at the trailer. Can we look at the trailer?
Oh, sure. Hold on.
All right. Oh wait, I did look at the trailer.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's an anthology by like some of the biggest names. Oh,
Whoa.
by some of the biggest names in indie comics, and also me. I believe Holiday Spirits 1 is actually available in comic stores too through like Band of Bards. So if people want to check that out, totally do that. It's good stuff. Yeah, I mean holiday spookiness in general is just really fun.
It looks like they put it in the campaign as well. The other
Oh,
volume.
they unlocked Sacrimony. I didn't see that. He's been
Yay.
giving away free
There we
comics like as we're getting more and more backers. Look at that. Fancy.
Sacrimony. Yeah, so it looks like you can actually do a catch-up tier here.
Yep.
All right, great. Because sometimes some places don't do the catch-ups.
Oh no, these guys are like super top shelf, on point about these things. Like you can get that. You can get like every single book that Orange Cone has ever done, which is like I believe they have like Coins of Judas. There's a Granite State Punk, like all of these like super cool things.
That's a lot of experience.
Yeah. I've been part of none of those, and I'm somehow still in this anthology, and I don't know how.
Well, that's because you are a one-woman band.
Ah, thank you. I try very hard.
Oh, look at all this beautiful
Yeah, they've
stuff.
got different covers too. There's also different, little samples of the stories so people can see what they're getting.
Whoa.
Very gruesome stuff. There's
Oh.
someone's goat there. I wonder whose
This
goat
looks
that is.
familiar.
My brand is goats, guys.
I still want to see you do a
You're
Phoenix
goated?
now that I've seen this.
Hmm.
Yeah, because this looks so beautiful. I'm like, I can.
Oh,
just
actually, it's funny you mentioned that. There is a Phoenix later on in Buddy and Friend, so you'll just have to stick around and see how that's handled.
Well, I'm going to buy
Hilarious.
that ananyway. So, Phoenix or not, I'm buying Buddy and because I like my little book.
But is there a maid in Buddy and Friends?
There's a couple of wenches in Buddy and Friend.
That's
That's
a
not
few.
the same thing.
There is not a maid.
Terrible. 1 out of 10. Can't believe this.
I can't win them all.
Wow.
Creepy giant cat.
Is
I would
this
be-
is this cat?
It looks like a cat. Yeah, I would be the idiot that wants to go outside and pet the cat, and then I just get eaten. And it's like, you know what? I'm okay with this.
Because according to mythology, Krampus has a cat.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah.
Or is it the northern cat of Iceland?
Mm.
Good
You'll
question.
have to back Holiday Spirits to find
Yeah, I
out.
can find out.
Hmm. Creepy.
Zombie Santa Claus.
Creepy.
Man, this plays right into what we were doing right before.
Oh, this one is actually a Hanukkah one too, because the
Oh,
writer
cool.
was Jewish, so he did a little like Hanukkah Home Alone type thing with this old grandma.
I like it.
It looks hilarious and also disturbing, and I can't wait to get to read it.
So many different styles.
Yeah, it's cool to see like everyone's take, like everyone's style. This is why anthologies are great. You get like a little bit of everything in there.
I have a couple of stories that actually would fit into this stuff, but no artist to work with, so well, no money to work with. Forget about the artist.
Yeah.
This is pretty decent.
It's good stuff.
You have it, folks. Check it out, and they'll be on next week to talk more about it, and tell you why you should be backing this.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see where we are one more time.
They're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, you guys are really close. You got 9 days to go, so you guys should be able to get there. 9,897, and you guys need to get to 12,000. Yeah, you guys are right there.
Yeah, it's so close.
backers. Damn.
Yep. Another cool thing about anthologies is that you get like the audience of everyone involved,
Yeah.
which is very cool, and you have lots of people spreading the word. So it's like, you can do these sort of like huge campaigns, and like, most of the time it actually does fund.
Yeah, I guess because it makes sense. You have all these people, and they're gonna bring in the ability to get all their people. So you technically should fund.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some that like they were cool concepts and like sadly they didn't fund, and I always want to know like what went on behind the scenes. Especially with like huge anthologies with like lots of big names behind it, like, and it's usually like I've seen like $15,000 campaigns like not make it at the end, and I'm like, oof.
Yeah. I always wonder because I know some people decide that they don't need to put the work in. They don't need to they don't need to help it fund, which doesn't make any sense to me because if you're part of the anthology, wouldn't you want it to make it fun?
Yeah, I don't understand that mentality of like, oh well, I did my work, I did the story and I put it in there, I don't have to do anything else, or like, or I think there's also the fear of that there's some sort of competition where it's like, oh, but if I get them to buy this anthology, then they won't buy my comic. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, if someone likes what you do, they're gonna get everything that you do.
Right. You're gonna buy the anthology, then you're gonna go follow the rabbit hole and get their stuff. That's what I do.
Yeah, so like there's no reason not to champion something that you've been a part of that's like not entirely yours, like as hard as something that you've done entirely on your own. Like, you should be promoting it equally. This is also what I don't get about like when writers hire artists to do stuff and then the writer has the campaign going on and like the artist does like no legwork at all to promote.
Exactly.
It's
I've
like,
seen that a
dude,
bunch of
don't
times.
you want more work? Like, don't you want this to fund? Don't you want to be like, the interior artist for issue 2? Like,
And it bugs me
why
now
would you not?
because they go, well, I did my part. I did my job. I got paid.
But don't you want to get paid again?
Or you could be like Shen, where she struggles to post anything on social media.
Oh no.
See, that makes sense to me because it's work, being able to
It's
put the work
exhausting.
out there. Yeah, and it's exhausting. It is completely exhausting. And sometimes even if you want to put the work up, and I know this from whatever issues I have, it kind of works out to you not being able to do it because we're our own worst enemies.
Are you saying I'm made differently?
You, definitely.
Are you saying I'm built different?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's different. Most people can truck through things. I'm able to truck through things. There's times where I can't get certain things done, and I know that, and it's not going to happen, or I'm going to have to figure out a way around it. Especially with ADHD or depression, or all that stuff that because each thing makes things either more difficult or different to do with.
It's like you're trying to do normal things, but also at the same time you're walking through like 3 feet of mud.
Oh yeah, that's definite.
But there's cool things in the mud.
Yeah, but
Like leeches.
you have to get yourself to
I hear they cast the devil out of you,
exactly.
So, fun
which
thing
is why
about
I
leeches.
avoid the leeches. I
Fun
want my
thing about
devil.
leeches. Not all leeches suck blood.
Okay.
Interesting. Go on.
Some of them eat other invertebrates, such as oversized earthworms that are actually detrimental to the environment.
Cool.
I
Like
know.
I have nothing against leeches. Like I said, I just want my devils in me. I don't want them cast out. I like
That's
my
how it
devils.
is sometimes, and in the old days, that's how they used to make you feel better.
Yeah, because it's like, there's just an overabundance of blood in your body and you just got to get rid of some and then your tuberculosis goes away, right?
Yeah, a couple of pints of blood, and boom, you're good.
You're
On the bright side, it helped with diabetes.
That's
interesting.
That's really interesting. Okay.
Remember, it's the same thing as dialysis, just not anything.
But you're just
going
not
in.
putting the blood back in. I
Yeah.
see. All right, yeah, I can understand that. I think people still do that, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Bloodletting, they
sorta.
do it, yeah.
The main thing is that we don't clean our leeches or our blades.
How would one launder a leech?
They're actually pretty cheap to buy.
Oh, so they're like disposable leeches. You just buy one, you use it, and you throw it away.
You didn't hear it from me, but in certain pet keeping hobbies, certain animals will only eat leeches
Interesting.
or worms. And so you would get the leech to consume vitamins and nutrients, feed it to the animal. Nom, nom, nom.
Nom, nom, nom.
Now you gave the animal that ate the leech all the stuff that the leech ate because the leech doesn't care.
So if the leech ate some of my blood and then the animal ate the leech, does it mean the animal ate me?
Wow.
Depends on the animal and how much you gave it.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about it, how many cows do you have in you?
Not enough, because I grew up Hindu, so we don't eat beef very often.
See, I'm very bullheaded.
But
Oh my god. Too funny.
Too funny?
Too funny.
Too funny?
Yeah, Bugs Bunny. Oh man. Can you believe it's been an hour and 12 minutes?
I know. I come on and I keep you guys going.
That's what happened the last time. Last time we came on and it was an hour and 30 minutes.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like there was a time where we hit like an hour 40.
Yeah, and we were just talking about anything.
That's how it goes on the written writ.
It does.
This
That's
isn't
true.
the written writ. This is my show. I see my logo in the background.
Oh yeah, we're doing the anime thing today.
Just because we like jamming out to it.
Oh, definitely. I love that thing.
Thank you.
I still feel like it got cut off today.
It did. It caught us all off guard, and we had no idea what the hell happened, and the whole show got derailed because of that.
Yeah, the whole show's felt funny ever since then.
Listen, we have the solution right by your feet.
Wait, what? Oh no, I don't know why it got cut off. I can't even say it was that reason. Everything was running right. It just cut off. Like if it didn't want to finish the song.
It was literally like the last 5 seconds too. It was
Uh-huh.
the weirdest thing.
Weird.
That's what we said.
It's been a weird Wednesday.
Weird.
Yeah, you're right. It has been a weird Wednesday.
It's only going to be Wednesday for 5 more minutes. Do
Oh
you
my
want
God,
to see
is
what's
it?
going to happen Thursday?
I turned into a pumpkin.
Probably not.
We don't know that.
That's true.
We can wait and find out.
I don't know. It would be kind of awkward.
Ralph's going to talk about this Kickstarter. So
I don't
we're
think
gonna
these
find
headphones
out.
can fit on a pumpkin.
Ralph, tell us what
Oh
is
yes, Papa.
All right, guys. Phil Russert is doing his graphic novel Papa, and he's dedicated to his father. And he's trying to get this into the hands of his father, who has stage 4 cancer right now. So this campaign is going to be really important. Of course, as we say, sign up to get notified. It's always important. It always helps out the project. He's at 38 followers. Come on, we can get him more than that. This is going to be for a really good cause.
Get him to 100. Get him to
Exactly.
150. Like, let's just keep this going.
Yep. And if you like good causes and surprise twists, because there'll be a surprise twist in this one.
Oh, did you get to read it?
Oh, yeah.
He's got all the inside info.
I read this. You guys will not see this coming. It's not as simple as it looks.
I mean, just the project image itself is very intriguing because you're just like, okay, this is a sentimental story, but also what is that crosshair doing?
Exactly.
What is going on here?
This book will keep you at the edge of your seat. It will warm your heart. It will do so much. Just put it into your hands and take a read. And that's Phil Russert's Papa. Go help him out. Again, Kickstarters are not an easy thing. These things are like putting your life out there for everybody to see.
It is just a nonstop barrage of psychic damage.
I can agree. I'm trying to see if I can get Hugbert out before the end of the year. We'll see what happens.
What do we need to do to make this happen? Like, talk to me behind the scenes. We'll figure it out.
Listen, we already got the computer happen. We can get anything else to happen.
Yeah, we can get a Kickstarter happening. Like, come on.
We'll talk behind the scenes.
Yeah.
My goal is to see if we can get Hugbert onto its Kickstarter before the end of the year. Let's see what happens.
We're gonna make this happen. That's a threat.
I figured.
Do not tempt us, Ralph.
You've seen what we're capable of.
Oh yeah, definitely. Surprising people, bringing them and coming to their houses,
knocking on their windows.
Exactly. All right, is that everything? Well, let's put Sorcier's thing back up here so we can she can talk to you guys about it.
Have we revealed about the other thing?
Which
what
one?
Other thing?
The thing about the floofy?
What?
Oh no, we can talk about floof.
Okay, no.
What is it?
Here.
What are we doing?
In private chat. Private chat.
Oh.
Chat.
Has she finished? Like, what's? Oh no.
We're telling secrets over here. What the heck? We're doing a show.
We are.
Folks.
I know what the secret is, but I don't know if it's ready to be talked about.
That's why I'm double checking with you. So okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's up to Shen if she's done.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Reminds me of an 80s TV show. If only I can reach the anti-gravity belt before.
All right,
You
we
like
can
my clickety clank?
we can talk about the floofy next week.
Yes.
All right, so sacrimony. Here we go. Sacrimony. I think I got it up.
What is sacrimony? I've never heard of this. Oh, ooh, that's some very detailed, intricate artwork. Oh, what is this? Who is this M. Sorcier, and why should I care?
Some weirdo decided to make a fantasy comic about love, life, and death in no particular order. It is the story of a teenage girl who died, but then she got better. And the catch is that she has demon wings that she now has to hide from a city that wants her dead yet again. And yes, this is going to be issue 7, but you can also get issues 1 through 6 to catch up. I've got physical tears. I've got digital tears. I've got blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes, you do.
Especially tears. A lot of tears went into this story. But yeah, it's if you like stories that feel less like a grand adventure and more like a bunch of people who can't keep their shit together, like that is Sacrimony in a nutshell.
So what you're telling me is it's a Dungeons and Dragons game when people are doing all the role playing and
Yes.
having all the issues.
Yes, this is the role playing where it's just like people are just bad at what they're doing and they're just trying to make the best of it.
Because that's what it feels like to me. It feels like to me like A lot of the art, a lot of the D&D that I've done, where actually everybody's role playing their characters.
Yeah, it is definitely that thing where it's like, oh well, like I'm the child of a god, but like my most biggest problem right now is like, how do I get like my flowers to grow right or something? It's not in the like, oh well, I have to fight this guy and defeat that guy and do this. It's more of just like, how do I live my life like peacefully without conflict? And the cool thing
Be a
about
cosplayer.
But that's what makes the story good, though, because that in D&D, a lot of people think what they remember is the battles, but no, what they remember is the role play.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely conflict and fighting in Sacrimony, and it is memorable. But the reason it's so memorable is because it's not like a normal thing that happens. Like this isn't a society where like people start whipping out their swords and like dueling each other on the streets. So that it's like,
Why
when
not?
something fight related happens, it's always going to be like something very big and something very important because it's just not something that like constantly happens. And yeah, then you get the whole like, oh, all right, well these characters really don't want to fight, so like what happens when they are put in a fight? Like how do they handle it? Like how do they try to resolve things in the best way possible with like, minimizing casualties and all of that? Or like, what if you accidentally do let that one psycho go out and fight? Like what happens?
I know what happens.
Nothing good.
I've seen it in enough D&D games.
Lots of laughter.
That too. Sacrimony is amazing. The art is beautiful. Show them that beautiful piece you have there, because it has to be seen.
Oh man, do I have it handy? Let's find out.
I'd be surprised if you don't. Usually you have it there.
I usually am prepared, but let's see what we've got here in my... Oh, yeah, I do have it handy. There we go.
It just looks amazing. Look at that thing.
Yep, this is
Oh,
amazingly like hand drawn on paper, no digital involved. It's hand painted with watercolors, acrylic paints, color pencils, markers, whatever I can get my devious hands on.
it's amazing
And
how it
also
looks.
glitter.
Yeah.
There's glitter.
I love the pop of it.
I try not to go heavy-handed with it so that when you do see the glitter, it like highlights something or it's like something super special. So I decided to put it in like the shadowy areas and like it works.
And you're going to be selling this piece as well, right?
I am going to be selling this piece to a very lucky person who would like to have it and, get it out of my house where it will be ill-treated, because I'm so bad at storing my own art. It's like, it should be a crime.
$4.
Add a few zeros to that.
40,000.
A little less, but we're getting there. Also,
So you're going to be putting that as one of the tiers, right?
it is going to be one of the tiers. I also have like the original hand inked pages up for grabs. Also, like people will be able to buy a literal piece of Sacrimony. And yeah, it's just a cool collector's thing because there's literally only going to be like one of these in the world.
True.
So, yeah.
$6.
I was going to say add a few more zeros, but that's also not right. Multiply that by something, by some number.
So are you
73.
Multiply that by 2.
Are you selling them individually, or are you selling them as a whole, or what are you going to be doing?
It's going to be individual. What I figure I'll do is I'll have like, if people pick the tier, once the campaign is over, they get to pick which page they want. Like I'll send them like a thing of all of the pages, and then they can be like, I want that one. And it's going to be first come, first serve. So I'm going to make people pick actually 3 pages in their order, like their preference of order. So that in case, in case somebody like gets the page they want before them, they have like backup pages.
What happens to the page that no one chooses?
A terrible, terrible fate of being stored somewhere in this area behind me where it will probably end up with something on it or accidentally get folded or creased, or a cat will probably chew on it. Like,
you're not kidding. I actually have some artwork from a couple of projects that haven't come to fruition, and they are not in good places.
Yeah, dude, like storing art when it's like related to something you've done, it's like it's a lot harder than say like, all right, well, I paid like, $600 for this painting. Let me like frame it and put it on my wall. It's like, oh, I drew it. I'm just gonna put it in the folder and it'll be somewhere. So yeah, but also if stuff are not, if I can't grammar right now, it's that hour where the brain doesn't make sense. Ooh. But yeah, if stuff doesn't sell on Kickstarter, I will have like pages up for sale on my online shop in case anybody wants to get in on that.
There you go, folks. I just showed something that I'm not even sure what project that was.
That was so distracting though. Like what is it?
I think which one is this one? I think this is Hidalgo. Is it? Yeah, it is. This is Hidalgo, which is one of the stories I was working on with an artist, but it kind of fell apart.
Oh no.
Yeah, it happens. Relationship between the artist and the writer are very important. Do not think otherwise, and you need to find the right person to work with. If not, stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I always say, it's kind of like a marriage where it's like if it doesn't work, like it's not going to be pleasant for anybody involved.
Exactly. Because I don't think people think about it. They just hire an artist, or I'll just go to an artist. You need to know that artist is going to do the justice to the work that you want done. That means that not every artist is capable of doing your project. Also means that there will be artists that can do it, but are they right for the project?
Yeah, I mean, I've also seen some like unfortunate things with friends hiring artists who like, they pay them and then the artist just like doesn't do the project. And then suddenly that same artist is on Facebook like, "Oh, I'm looking for work. I'm looking for work." And like that's not a good look.
Yeah. I've seen that one. Yeah. All right, folks, there you have it. It's been a great show. It's a good way to start the new year. Yes,
It
right,
is.
folks. It is New Year's. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
And join us here
What
on
he
Apple
said.
Bites and the Written Writ for some great stuff, especially next week where we'll be talking to the guys from Holiday Spirits.
Yes.
So showcase what we're doing over here. And of course, the geek stuff, the D&D, the video games, the comic books, the storytelling, all that stuff always comes to Apple Bites and the Written Writ.
I feel like we have not gone one show where we didn't bring up D&D because it's such a presence.
It is. And again, like I've been telling folks for a while now, once I realized that, how integral D&D was to my writing, I started using it as a tool to help other people learn how to write. And it's made it easier, especially if people know D&D, to explain certain aspects of writing.
That's interesting. Yeah. Because writing is really such a nebulous thing where it's like you can do whatever you want, but you probably shouldn't do whatever you want.
Exactly. And it's funny because it's one of those things like art where you have rules that you should know and you can't break them if you don't know them.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you need to know the rules and then you can break them because now you understand what you're breaking, which is important.
Because you know all of the important pieces that need to be in certain places. So then you can like add your own sort of pizzazz to it.
Exactly. And then you have folks, more little gems like that in writing and creating, because we love creating here.
Absolutely.
As you can tell, we're also creators, and that's why we try to showcase as many creators as we can, because sometimes it's hard to get the word out.
It's so hard, especially with social media just constantly going down the toilet.
And of course, D&D, as I'm working on the game, and it's coming together very beautifully.
I still have to send you my character stuff. Like, poke me about it. Like,
don't worry, I'll keep bothering you.
Good.
The good thing is I'm busy with other things, but I'll keep bothering you.
Excellent.
I think I'm in a good place with Nat now, and Gage is done. I think I'm moving to Shadow next to finalize certain things.
Didn't Shadow break the game, or was it Tony? Someone broke the game. Or made you have to rewrite things.
Everybody but Tony has actually changed the game in interesting ways.
Tony just wants to play.
Aw.
Yeah, Tony's.
I respect that.
the regular guy, which should be a lot of fun for him, especially.
Tony didn't even choose his character. He's just like, make me whatever. I just want to play.
I think he chose fighter.
No, you chose it for him. I remember this conversation.
Well, fighter is one of the most simple ones.
Yep.
Yeah, fighter is pretty yeah.
It's like fighter. What do you do? I hit
you
the
just
thing.
said fighter, and Tony was like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah.
Like you didn't even explain it. You just said, "Okay, you can be a fighter." Okay, sure.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how
It's all
Tony plays.
self-explanatory. You fight things.
Tony's a lot of fun.
I look forward to seeing what he's gonna do.
I agree.
All right, Pumpkin is screaming at me.
Yeah, I know. We gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, folks. As we always do here on the Written Writ, I will press the button, and where it stops, nobody knows.
But this is my show.